Built from scrap. The scrapyard is full of rusty old cars and machinery. They are brought there to be broken up into pieces, loaded into trucks, and Edward takes them to the steelworks, where they are melted down and used again. One day, Edward saw a traction engine in the yard. "Hello," he said. "You're not broken and rusty. What are you doing here?" "I'm Trevor," said the traction engine sadly. "They are going to break me up next week." "What a shame," said Edward. "My driver says I only needed some paint, brush and oil to be as good as new." Trevor went on sadly. "But it's no good. My master doesn't want me now because, I suppose, it's because I'm old-fashioned." Edward snorted. "People say I'm old-fashioned, but I don't care. The Fat Controller says I'm a useful engine. My driver says I'm useful too," replied Trevor. "I sometimes feel ill, but I don't give up like these tractors do. I struggle on and finish the job. I've never broken down in my life," he ended proudly. "Well, what work did you do?" asked Edward kindly. "My master would send us from farm to farm," he answered. "We threshed the corn, hauled logs, sawed timber, and did lots of other work. We made friends at all the farms, and we saw them every year. The children loved to see us come. They followed us in crowds, and they watched us all day long. My driver would sometimes give them rides." Trevor shut his eyes, remembering. "I like children," he said simply. "Oh, yes, I like children." "Broken up, what a shame! Broken up, what a shame!" claimed Edward as he went back to work. "I must help Trevor, I must." He thought of the people he knew who liked engines and tugboats. Edward had lots of friends, but strangely none of them had room for traction engine at home. It means if they don't have any room, they're not going to buy it. It's a shame, he hissed, as he brought his coaches to the station. Then, beep, beep, why didn't I think of him before? There, waiting on the platform, was the very person. "Morning, Charlie. Morning, Sid." "Hello, Edward." "You look upset. What's the matter, Charlie?" he asked the vicar. "There's a traction engine in the scrapyard, Vicar. He'll be broken up next week. It's a shame. Jem Curl says he never drove a better engine." "Do save him, sir. You've got room, sir." "Yes, Edward, I've got room," laughed the vicar, "but I don't need a traction engine." "He'll saw wood and give children rides. Do buy him, sir, please." "We'll see," said the vicar, and climbed into the train. Jem Curl came on Saturday afternoon. "The Reverend's coming to see you, Trevor. Maybe he'll buy you." "Do you think he will?" asked Trevor hopefully. "He will when I've lit your fire and cleaned you up," said Jem. When the vicar arrived with his boys in the evening, Trevor was ploughing off steam. He hadn't felt so happy for months. Watch this, Reverends," called Jem, and Trevor chuffed happily round the yard. "Oh, Daddy, do buy him," pleaded the boys, jumping up and down in their excitement. "Now I'll try," said the vicar. And he climbed up beside Jem. "Show your paces, Trevor," he said, and drove him round the yard. Then he went into the office and came out smiling. "I've got him cheap, Jem, cheap." "Do you hear that, Trevor?" cried Jem. "The Reverend saved you, and you live at the vicarage now." "Peep, peep," whistled Trevor happily.